Peace family. So I'm back with another one. So today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about when they ignore you, they're pretending to have more going on than what they actually have going on. You know what I'm saying? So whether we want to make this an opposition statement or just some people that's just vibing low and don't have a direction, which it's a war right now. The enemy is not letting anybody be just lost and confused. If you lost and confused, they definitely trying to pull you over to the team or you on the team. You know what I'm saying? But what brought me to this statement today was into this enlightenment and just kind of digging in on this topic and this subject was like, I knew of somebody who they said they was coming into this enlightenment and that they've been on this journey and they've been doing this and they've been doing that and working on this and talking about their chakras and the tarot readings and all of these things, you know what I'm saying? And in my mind, if you're working on these things, if you've been talking about a self-healing journey, then you don't know self-healing without self-awareness. So if you self-aware and self-healing, then you would understand when you're communicating with people your role that you're playing in not being fucking effective in communicating. You know what I'm saying? So I dove in with this being months back. You know what I'm saying? Months back. And just kind of building on some of this knowledge, or basically me pouring this knowledge in over there. You know what I'm saying? And they disappeared. You know what I'm saying? They did that little thing that all the witchy motherfuckers do, or anybody that just, I don't know, I just only can put it in the witchy place, because for me it's like I'm too self-aware to not know what the fuck I'm doing. Simple process. So anyways, they bounce back around, right? Hit me in the DMs, blah 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 blah, this happened, I just wanted to apologize, blah blah blah. My spirit's like, oh, that shit is huge. I deal with a lot of beings and they don't always come back with an apology. They don't always have something to say in that manner. It's usually they already been gone for a long time, so then they just kind of come back in as regular, as if nothing ever happened. So I'm like, cool, I can engage with it. I'm in a different space than what I was in before, and for me, I like to test the waters. So I just wanted to see, because I'm gonna run into other beings in my life, and plus I'm a teacher as well too, so I need the experiences and the engagements. So I started engaging with the being again, communicating, and all of a sudden it happened again. This time it was only for one day. You know what I'm saying? It was only a ghost for one day, and then a message back the next day, like just completely ignoring the messages that was up there before. How do you respond to somebody and just ignore the shit that you see up there before? This is what I be saying be witchy. So what wraps me back around to the subject, right? When you dealing with certain beings and entities out here, you know what they have going on in their life for the most part, especially if y'all are engaging in conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what somebody got going on in their life. You know if they have a job, if they have a business, if they have no job. You know what I'm saying? You kind of know those things. As far as like every last little detail, you not going to know, but for the bulk of it, you going to know. So in my mind, if I'm communicating with somebody and you have nothing going on, it's no reason to be ignoring. So then I'm like, alright, so this is another one of these other situations I done dealt with before in my past. The only difference was with this situation is this was somebody who's pretending to be spiritual, using tarot cards and saying they're self-healing and on these journeys. But even if you go to like their pages and stuff, it just oozes sexuality. So in my mind, I'm like, this is already like some really witchy shit, which I've been saying before, which is why I never opened the door all the way. I just kind of kept it cracked, and we could conversate and communicate. Like when you in jail, you got a chuck hole, you know what I'm saying? You talk to the CO through the chuck hole, they ain't just open the door for you, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that, you know what I'm saying? It was no big engagements, but I always like to dive in when I'm engaging with people, just to kind of get the experience and the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So I realized, like, you can put on these fronts on social medias as if you have more going on than what you actually have going on. But when it comes to real life and people knowing you in your real life, you know it has to be some witchy shit if they're still pretending and faking as if they're doing more than what they're doing. And as simple as a fucking message back or respond, something, anything. But they understand that they're going to use this communication tactic as a weapon. It's a weapon. So when they do these things, it's kind of like they're seeing how much spiritual, psychological, emotional abuse you're willing to take. You know what I'm saying? How they're testing you and seeing how much you're willing to endure to kind of stay engaged with them. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be aware of these tactics when this shit is happening, you know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be coming around 24/7. And I know for me, I'm constantly aware and I'm constantly pressing myself. So if I'm going to press myself, you damn right I'm going to press you too. I'm going to press anybody around me. If I'm pushing myself to be the best version of myself, don't come in my space bullshitting, because I'm going to push you and I'm going to test you. Don't be like, oh yeah, well, I kind of wanted to start making this kind of jewelry, or I kind of wanted to do these merchandise ideas. Bitch, I'm going to ask you, okay, these steps right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. You give me a blueprint. Once you start talking about these ideas, I'm going to line up a blueprint that you can actually start working right away. That's what I do. That's what I do. Soon as I hear the ideas, it starts connecting. Everything in here starts connecting. And I have a whole blueprint to how you can start your process. You know what I'm saying? So they don't be really wanting to start that process. It's more so, let me just bullshit and see how much shit I could shoot out there and see if I could keep spinning motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? To make it seem like I'm doing more, or I'm better, or in a better position than what I'm actually in, which in all actuality, that's bullshit. Like, if I'm in a fucked up position, I ain't gonna sit here and run around and make it seem like I'm in the best position in the world. Faking wise, my energy is gonna be still pretty great, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like what I'm putting out to the universe, as if like, oh, I got $1 million over here, but then I got all these financial problems over here. No, that's not gonna be the situation. I wouldn't even acknowledge this shit over here, you know what I'm saying? I would just grind and fix this shit over here. But they always want to make themselves seem like they're doing better or in a higher position. And with all this information, you gotta be aware of these people pretending to be spiritually connected, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have a religion like I'm fully connected to, but I was raised, you know, Baptist Christian. My fucking brother's side is fucking Muslim. His wife did marriage to kid, everything, you know what I'm saying? So I'm intertwined in those religions that I know of, but it's like I'm well-rounded. I love all people. I love all cultures. I love all organic beings, you know what I'm saying? If you witchy or with that GMO shit, I cannot fuck with you. I'm sorry. But this is what they do, and this is what we do. That's why I'm saying, like, we have to be aware of everybody pretending to spiritually dive in, but then they don't have any answers. For me, if I'm doing something and you ask me, I'm gonna be able to tell you why I do this, and it's not gonna be some witchy spell that I'm putting over you, and it's these long big words or words that you don't even fucking comprehend. When I communicate with y'all, I know other words, but I like to keep it relatable, so that way it's easy for you to understand as well. I hate listening to people and they're saying all these fucking words. I gotta go to Google or get a dictionary. It's like, god damn, nigga, you've been doing this how long and you still don't know how to make this relatable? Come on, man. Oh, I'm teaching. Yeah, well, that shit is confusing. We don't want to be confused. There's too much confusion and chaos out here right now. So if any confusion you start feeling, you should start trying to organize that shit right away, or figure out how to get the fuck away from it. You know what I'm saying? Until you can figure out if you're gonna have to deal back with that shit or not later. You know what I'm saying? But all this other shit, like, for me, I can tell you why I put my two fingers together. You know what I'm saying? This is together. This is unity. To me, these two fingers are stronger than me trying to do this or trying to separate my fingers till I break them. You know what I'm saying? I used to break my fingers, but I realized this don't feel right. This feels separated. Feel very separated. I can also use these as the horns if I want to, but I like this. This feels better. This is stronger, you know what I'm saying? But when I see people and they still talking about, oh yeah, I'm still dying, I'm connected, but then all your pictures is still like, I'm like, that's the witchy shit you have to be mindful and to stay away from. And for us men, it's a lot of fucking witchy ass spiritual women out here that's using their sexuality. Motherfucker, if we trying to switch and shift the goddamn energy and so we can distinguish who is who and what is what, then you shouldn't be out here looking like these GMOs out here. If you're out here looking like these GMOs, then you carrying on with the rest of them, goddammit. Fuck, we all supposed to be making this shit easier for each other. That don't make no sense to me. We gonna make this shit as difficult as we can, taking some information, but then we go back out and still continuing to make it difficult for each other. That's not why we're here. And you know what I'm saying? That's not how this shift is gonna happen. And that's what's making this shift take even longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do my part. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna continue to do my part everywhere I go, wherever I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter to me. I done been in the witchiest situations. I done been in the most chaotic situations. I done been in the most confusing situations. But at the end of the day, like, I'm a light being, I'm a light worker, I'm a warrior. I'm still here, you know what I'm saying? So all that fake misleading and, oh, I'm gonna pretend to be this and make it seem like I'm more elevated and keep saying I'm on my spiritual journey. Bitch, you ain't doing shit. You still having the same fucking engagement. My nigga, you ain't doing shit. You still having the same interactions and engagements. You still chasing down females the same exact way. You gotta come up with a compensation for yourself. Fuck is you still diving in the same energy in the same space, not understanding that this is a whole nother shift out here now. It's a whole nother shift out here now. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of shit you have to be mindful of. So somebody that's telling you that they're on a spiritual journey and they're spiritual healing, and you are having fucking problems with them, and there is no self-awareness connected to it, that's a witchy motherfucker. There's no way that you're self-healing and you're not self-aware, okay? I don't know how many times I can reiterate that shit, but I see it so much. So really, you're not even self-healing. You're just manipulating, which that's all this shit is. Niggas out here doing the same thing. And that shit crazy. And I hate seeing males leading with their feminine energy, but then pretending like they're masculine, but then trying to be like all high and mighty. But it's clearly, I can read your energy. I'm very good at reading energy. So we just gotta stay in tune, you know what I'm saying? We gotta stay in tune and stay tapped in, because until this shift fully happens, this is gonna be a constant process for us. I ain't wanna run it up too long, you know what I'm saying? Y'all tapping everything down below. Peace and love to the kings and queens.